So there's a place in football where the inmates are running the asylum with a lame duck president who has lost the plot, where subjects are conspiring to remove the dictator, where AI prognosis on medical treatment has gone horribly wrong. When there's nothing left to fight for again on the green turf, these guys turn to each other and they begin to literally fight. Ladies and gentlemen, Real Madrid is vying for a place in the theaters because they have drama to serve. Let's talk about it. Hi, welcome to Beyond the 90 with me, Amen. With the preliminary stuff out of the way, let's get into today's topic. Real Madrid is definitely in crisis right now, and in the past couple of days, there's been some media narrative about Kylian Mbappe vis-a-vis the fact that Real Madrid has gone on a 5-game unbeaten run in his absence. Now, this is a reason why some people think Mbappe is not good for the team because they've won 5 games in his absence. And it's a bit of a matter which is really far-fetched for me, in the sense that the whole season Real Madrid has played more than 5 matches and they have not lost all these games, and then they suddenly found form in the last 5 games. So you cannot simply look at the 5 games and say and project onto everything that has transpired this season and say that Mbappe's absence would have yielded better results for the team. You know, like, definitely he was absent when Real Madrid won these 5 games. But correlation is not causation every time. You know, if you look at his numbers this season in La Liga, in 28 games, he's produced 24 goals. And in the Champions League, in 11 games, he's produced 15 goals. So that's an XG of more than 1 goal a game in the Champions League. And he has a rival in the team, obviously. I mean, this is an open secret. And that rival is Mr. Vinicius Jr. Now, if you look at the numbers of Vinicius Jr., I mean, you can clearly tell who has brought the team this far. I get that some people would say that though Mbappe has contributed a lot on the goals, he has not helped the overall team play. But Mbappe was brought into this team to perform at the highest level, and he is performing at the highest level. It's not the work of Mr. Kylian Mbappe to knit the entire team together. You have to place that at the doorsteps of Florentino Perez. He has brought the team where they are currently. The imbalance the team faces right now, you have to place it at the doorstep of Mr. Florentino Perez. He oversaw the situation where player power got Mr. Alonso kicked out of the job. So if the team is scrambling currently and they are not finding their feet and results are not going the way fans expected it, I mean, come on, you made your bed and so you have to lie in it. You made this choice to give enormous power to the dressing room and not back your manager. So if the team is currently in the situation they are in right now, you cannot blame Kylian Mbappe. Although, I mean, the memes about him being a dictator online have kind of really been a thing to watch. And they are jokes, that's all they are. I mean, they are jokes. They're jokes. And I must add that in the matter of jokes, you know, the joke is really on Kylian Mbappe. I wonder how he feels seeing the team he just walked out of winning the Champions League and then returning to the finals of the Champions League 2 seasons in a row in his absence. And then the team he just walked in won the Champions League before he got there. And since he got there, he's trophyless for 2 seasons, even though his numbers are looking good. I mean, I'm not countering my argument. I'm just, hey, penny for the thought of Kylian Mbappe currently. If someone knows him, just let him know or let him see this video, and someone is curious, like, how do you feel right now? Seeing what has transpired both in your previous team and what's transpiring in your current team. Anyways, I know there's currently the topical issue of Kylian Mbappe taking the trip to Italy while his team was playing or his team was winning, if that's what we are supposed to believe. You know, this has made the waves, and it's become a matter of contention where at the time of recording there's an attempt to collect signatures that would be used as a petition to get Mbappe out of the team. And at the time of recording, the last time I checked, the numbers were trickling towards 37 million. Now, Spain, the country Spain, has a population of about 50 million. So I wonder where the 37 million or almost 37 million number has come from. You know, there's no one or two people using bots to cook these numbers. Anyways, back to the issue of Mbappe traveling to Italy. You know, if you ask me, I think it's much ado about nothing. It's just the team is really down bad, and they are in a bad place, and people are looking for someone to be the scapegoat, and who best to take that blame than Mr. Mbappe? You know, like, that's what I see it is. I mean, his entourage has come up with their explanation of the situation just to give their side of the story, and I really think it's just Mbappe being in the bad books of people, and some people in the media out there to get him. I mean, some people in his dressing room as well, some of his teammates out there to get him as well. I won't be surprised if some of this speculation and news about Mbappe not being a good teammate, I won't be surprised if it's just dressing room drama that is trying to put stuff out there to get people on the back of Kylian Mbappe. You know, but that aside, like I said, it's a situation of much ado about nothing. Because if you look at a lot of the commentary and the discussion surrounding Kylian Mbappe's trip to Italy, there seemed to be a certain fixation on his girlfriend, and I don't know what that has to do with anything. Like, he went on a trip, big deal. The guy's injured, and apparently the club allowed him permission to go on the trip. I get that the optics of it do not look all that pleasant, it does not look good, but you cannot in one breath say that his absence has resulted in an uptick of performance of the team, and then in another breath be angry that he wasn't around. Like, come on, you have to be happy for him. At this point, you have to sponsor him to go on multiple trips, since the theory we are operating with over here is that the absence of Mbappe equals to Real Madrid's success. I don't buy that. The team is struggling, I get it. But the team is not struggling because of Mr. Mbappe. Sure, he can take some blame over here, but the collective of the dressing room has some issues they need to sort out. You know, and the biggest of it all, the worst culprit right now in the plight and predicament of Real Madrid is Mr. Florentino Perez. If you have any signatures to sign, you should gather signatures to get that man out there. Although, being a Barcelona fan, I love what I'm watching. So hey, keep things as they are, because this is if this is what is going to become for us, man. It's going to be peak for you guys, and it's going to be glorious for us. So keep up the good work, Real Madrid. Keep fighting, keep imploding, keep doing stuff over here. You know, that does not inure to the benefit of the team. Just go on. Just go on, man. The second matter I would like to touch on is the issue of Mr. Abelwa, aka the substitute teacher. Like, what were Real Madrid fans expecting? That you sack Alonso and bring in Arbeloa, and all of a sudden it's sunshine and rainbow. If you believe that story, I have a bridge to sell you. A beautiful one at that. It's a masterpiece. I have a nice bridge to sell you. If you believe that Arbeloa was going to enter the dressing room with a magical wand and things were going to supernaturally metamorphose. Like, look at the guy on the touchline. Like, just look at him. Just look at him. He looks like a babysitter who, cleans the toys for the kids, takes care of their messy rooms, lay the sheets on their bed for them, change nappies if some of them are wearing those, and just be there. Hey, be at their beck and call. Just let them run amok and do what they want to do, since Mr. Alonso did not allow that behavior. So you play some games, you definitely win some prizes, and that's what you ended up with. Arbeloa was never the man for the job. I know Real Madrid fans know this, but football fans can be funny. Like, you know the results from the beginning, but you were expecting a miracle or anything otherwise. No, you got exactly what you deserve. Arbeloa was never the man for the job. You sacked Alonso when he shouldn't have been sacked. His win percentage at the time of his sacking was one of the best out there, but for some reason he wasn't pleasing to some people, and you would rather see him go so that you can keep Mr. Vinicius, who by the way has not extended his contract, and time is running out. The World Cup is almost upon us, and indications are not looking good on his signing. So if Vinicius enters next year, he's almost getting into the dying moment in his contract. So all this for what? Like, all this for what? You let Alonso go for what? I know he has his some blames he can take. I mean, there are certain decisions that you could say are dodgy, but at the end of the day, the team was winning on the pitch. So regardless of what decisions he took, managers are hired and fired because of decisions they take. I get that. But he was definitely going to take some decisions that would not sit well with some, and some decisions that would sit well with others. On the matter of taking decisions that does not sit well with others, there's this rumor also flying about Arbeloa. There's this rumor about Arbeloa not being in good communication terms with some of his players, and I must say, like, that's a wild story if that's true. But you can see why, because he's a substitute teacher, and the players know that it's just a matter of time and he's out of the room. So why listen to him? So the same group of people who ensnared Alonso or caused a distraction for him, I'd imagine are doing the same to Arbeloa. At least those who were not happy with the sacking of Alonso. So for me, you've ended up right where you should end up with the decisions that have been taken. And here's the juiciest part of today. I know this is what a lot of people are talking about, and this is what some people are here for. It's the small matter of Mr. Valverde on one hand and Aurelien Tchouameni. Now, it is alleged that they got into a bit of afters during training a couple of days ago, and Valverde left something in there against Tchouameni, and the next day Valverde thought it wise to continue what he had started with Tchouameni, but Tchouameni wasn't having it, so he let Valverde have what he had prepared for him, and allegedly that ended up in Mr. Valverde being hospitalized. Apparently he suffered a concoction, which is terrible to hear. I mean, I'm glad he's safe right now, but to be honest with you, Valverde is not one who takes matters lying down. And he likes to let stories end the way he wants them to. You can ask Mr. Alex Baena of Atletico. at the time he played for Villarreal. Allegedly, Mr. Valverde didn't like a thing or two that happened on the pitch, so he met him in the parking lot and he let him have it over there. This time he almost tried same with Valverde with Chomeni, and it didn't end well, but who's to blame? Who's to blame? And I've seen a lengthy explanation from Valverde trying to take the seriousness of the matter, trying in so many words to deny the situation, but I read his explanation and I felt like he would have been better being silent, because right after he came out with his explanation, and I've got to tell you, in his explanation he denied that there was any punch or there was any fisticuffs exchange, only to end up saying that he's open to whatever sanctions Real Madrid are going to make on him, even though he didn't say it in those exact words, but that's what he was implying. The long and short of it was that he was trying to deny the situation, and then Real Madrid comes up with a statement confirming that 2 players are going to be subject to some disciplinary actions. Now, if Valverde's story is to be believed that nothing happened and it was just players being players on the training pitch, I don't know why Real Madrid is taking a disciplinary action then. If it was just a player kicking a player in training, why are you taking action? Unless, of course, it actually happened. So, where does this lead us? I think Real Madrid need to hasten the process of bringing in the next manager, and Mr. Florentino Perez has to be completely hands-off on the team. Whoever he gives the team to has to have complete and utter control of the team. That coach has to be given the free hand to decide who stays and who leaves. If I was to have it my way, I wish things would continue this way, because I like drama. If it's not my team, I like drama. Being a Barcelona fan, I know what it feels like to endure some drama, And so, at this point, Real Madrid has become the circus just without the animals, and so we'll see what comes out. God forbid that they lose in a terrible way to Barcelona in the El Clasico. It's going to be peak, it's going to be epic, it's going to be catastrophic, at least to Real Madrid, not to me. So let's see what happens on Sunday. Thank you for attention to this. Whatever you do, like, comment, subscribe, share this video with others as well. Thank you once again for being here with me and for subscribing and for joining me on this journey. Bye for now.